Alvorada was a picturesque town, nestled quietly among rolling hills and vibrant, flowering meadows. It was the perfect place for Clara and Miguel, a young couple deeply in love, to start their life together. They had moved into an old, charming house, the kind with creaky floorboards and hidden corners that whispered of stories untold. One evening, as they were unpacking boxes in the attic, Clara stumbled upon an old film reel. It was covered in dust, the label barely legible. O Castigo do Passado? Curious and always eager to share experiences, they decided to watch it. Miguel managed to set up an old projector they had found in a thrift shop, adding to the excitement of their discovery. As the film flickered to life, the room was cast in an eerie glow. The black and white images revealed a hauntingly beautiful woman and a handsome man, clearly a romantic couple. They were engaged in a passionate dance under a full moon, the shadows around them seeming to pulse with life. The title card read, "A Love Cursed by Time." Clara snuggled closer to Miguel, feeling a strange chill. "This is kind of spooky, but beautiful," she whispered. Miguel nodded, his eyes glued to the screen. "It's like they're real. Their emotions, so intense." As the film progressed, it became clear that the couple in the movie was trapped in a tragic love story. Betrayal, jealousy, and a supernatural curse bound their fates together. The woman, named Isabella, was accused of witchcraft by the man she loved, Eduardo. He, consumed by rage and manipulated by a rival suitor, sentenced her to a horrifying fate. As she was burned at the stake, her curse echoed through the ages, seeking revenge on those who wronged her. When the film ended abruptly, the projector whirred to a stop, leaving Clara and Miguel in stunned silence. "That was intense," Clara said, breaking the heavy quiet. "Yeah," Miguel agreed, but there was something in his voice, a note of unease. "Did you feel like they were watching us?" Clara laughed nervously. "Come on, it's just an old film. Let's go to bed." That night, Clara was restless. Dreams of Isabella's anguished face haunted her sleep. She woke up to the sound of whispering. At first, she thought it was just the wind, but the voices grew louder, more insistent. She nudged Miguel. "Do you hear that?" Miguel groggily sat up, rubbing his eyes. "Hear what?" The whispers seemed to echo through the house, a chorus of ghostly voices. They followed the sound to the attic, where the projector had been left. To their horror, the projector had turned itself on, the film reel spinning furiously. The images on the wall were no longer static. They moved with a life of their own. Isabella and Eduardo seemed to reach out from the screen, their eyes pleading for release. "Make it stop," Clara cried, but Miguel was already on it, yanking the projector's plug from the wall. The room fell into darkness, but the whispering persisted, growing louder and more menacing. Suddenly, a cold wind swept through the attic, and the old film reel flew across the room, smashing into a wall. The ghostly images of Isabella and Eduardo appeared, no longer bound by the screen. They loomed over Clara and Miguel, their faces twisted in torment. "Why have you awakened us?" Isabella's voice was a hollow, echoing wail. "Why must we relive this pain?" Clara clung to Miguel, her heart pounding. "We didn't mean to. We were just curious." Eduardo stepped forward, his eyes burning with a cold, otherworldly fire. "You must help us break the curse. Our souls are bound by the sins of the past. Only through your love can we find peace." The room grew colder, the shadows closing in around them. Clara and Miguel could feel the weight of the curse pressing down on them, a tangible force that threatened to consume them. "We'll help you," Miguel said, his voice trembling. "What do we need to do?" Isabella and Eduardo exchanged a sorrowful glance. "You must reenact our final moments," Isabella said. "Only then can the curse be lifted. But beware, for the curse has a life of its own. It will try to stop you." The next evening, as the full moon rose, Clara and Miguel set up the old projector in the clearing behind their house, just as it had been in the film. They dressed in clothes reminiscent of the time period, trying to replicate the scene as accurately as possible. As they began to dance under the moonlight, the air grew thick with tension. The whispers returned, louder and more insistent, but this time, they were not alone. Shadows moved among the trees, ghostly apparitions watching with hollow eyes. Clara could feel the curse's malevolent presence, a dark force that clawed at her soul. But she held on to Miguel, their love a beacon of light in the encroaching darkness. Suddenly, the shadows lunged at them, spectral hands grasping at their bodies. Clara screamed as the cold fingers dug into her skin, but she refused to let go of Miguel. Together, they fought off the apparitions, their love a shield against the curse's fury. With a final, desperate effort, they completed the dance, their movements mirroring those of Isabella and Eduardo. As they did, a blinding light erupted from the projector, enveloping them in its glow. The shadows recoiled, their anguished cries fading into silence. When the light dimmed, Clara and Miguel found themselves alone in the clearing. The projector lay in ruins, the film reel reduced to ash. The whispering had ceased, replaced by an eerie, peaceful quiet. "We did it," Miguel said, his voice filled with relief. "We broke the curse." Clara nodded, tears streaming down her face. "They're free." As they embraced, the ghostly forms of Isabella and Eduardo appeared one last time, their faces serene and free from torment. "Thank you," Isabella whispered, her voice a gentle breeze. "Your love has saved us." With that, the spirits faded into the night, finally at peace. Clara and Miguel returned to their home, their bond stronger than ever, knowing that they had faced the retribution of the past and emerged victorious.